Shanashanakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadamayam Dadate Swaparantikam Vandeham Shiyo Shiyuda Padakamanam Shigun Vaishnavamsha Shri Upam Sagajatam Saganalita Shri Vishakam Vitamsha He Krishna Guna Sindhu Dino Bando Jatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutadevi Pranamami Haripriye Avanka Kalpta Bhuvasha Kripa Sindhavasha Patiyam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namah Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paskachaya Satarine Srila Prabhupada ki, Balaram Jayanti ki. The Lord Balaram is an amazing person. He's the first expansion of Lord Krishna. So we will begin reading a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, the 10th canto, the first chapter, text 24. This chapter is called the Advent of Krishna, of Lord Krishna. So I first read the Sanskrit. This verse defines Lord Balarama. So here, attentive. Vasudeva Kalananta Sahasra Vadana Svarat Akrato Bhavita Devo Hare Priya Sikirsaya. The foremost manifestation of Krishna is Sankarshan, who is known as Ananta. So these are two other names of Balaram, Sankarshan and Ananta. He is the origin of all incarnations within this material world. Previous to the appearance of Lord Krishna, this original Sankarshan will appear as Baladev just to please the Supreme Lord Krishna in his transcendental pastimes. Now we will read the commentary by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. So Sri Baladev is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. He is equal in supremacy to the Supreme Godhead. Yet whenever Krishna appears, Sri Baladev appears as his brother, sometimes elder, sometimes younger. So when Lord Rama appeared, his younger brother was Lakshmana. This is Balaram. When Lord Chaitanya appeared, his Balaram had appeared as Nityananda, and he was, I heard, 12 years older. And this morning I made a mistake. I wanted, I mixed up Nityananda with Lakshman, but okay, they are the same. Yeah. So when Krishna appears, all his plenary expansions and other incarnations appear with him. So from Krishna comes Balaram, it's an expansion. This expansion is really a term which is difficult to understand for us. It is because expansions are eternal. So Balaram was never created. It's an eternal expansion of Krishna. Difficult to understand because in this world, we don't know anything which is eternal. Everything has a beginning and an end. But this is expansion. First expansion of Krishna is Balaram. So, and all his plenary expansions and other incarnations appear with him, because Balaram is the first. All incarnations that come later, they come from Balaram. So this is elaborately explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. This time Baladev would appear before Krishna as Krishna's elder brother. So this verse is a definitive description of Lord Balaram. We will learn more about Lord Balaram, but we will hear first a second verse that defines Lord Balaram. And this is found in the next chapter of the 10th canto, the prayers by the demigods to Krishna in the womb. So it's in the womb of Devaki. And all the demigods are praying to Krishna. And this is one prayer, 10 to 13, verse 13 of the second chapter. So I read the Sanskrit. Garbha sankarsanatam vai prahu sankarsanam bhuvi rameti loka ramanat balabhadram baloshayat. The son of Rohini will also be celebrated as Sankarshan, because of being sent from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. He will be called Ram because of his ability to please all the inhabitants of Gokul. And he will be known as Balabhadra because of his extensive physical strength, his great strength. Balaram got into disagreement with the Kaurs, and he started to drag their palace in Hastinapur, the whole city. He was dragging the whole city into the Yamuna. He started to drag the whole city. So he has enormous strength. So Prabhupada writes, these are some of the reasons why Balaram is known as Sankarshan, Balaram or sometimes Ram. So once the devotees came to Krishna, when the devotees came to Srila Prabhupada and asked Srila Prabhupada, we are chanting this mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. So we are chanting 4 times Ram in this mantra. This Ram, is it Balaram or is it Lord Ram? Was the question that Prabhupada answers in that purport here. In the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. People sometimes object when Ram is accepted as Balaram. But although devotees of Lord Ram may object, they should know that there is no difference between Balaram and Lord Ram. Here, Srimad Bhagavatam clearly states that Balaram is also known as Ram, Rameti, known as Ram. Therefore, it is not artificial for us to speak of Lord Balaram as Lord Ram. Jayadev Goswami also speaks of three Rams: Parasuram, Raghupati Ram, and Balaram. All of these are Rams. So now we have learned that Balaram is the first expansion of Lord Krishna. Therefore, there is no difference between Lord Ram and Lord Krishna. There are expansions of Krishna of different types, but they are all these expansions are Krishna. But different expansions have different capacities. Some are complete expansions, some are partial expansions. It's a whole science. It's described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where they speak about Vaibhav forms, Prabhav forms. But the Bhagavatam says Krishna's tu Bhagavam Svayam. Krishna is the origin of all these incarnations. But although Balaram and Krishna are the same, there are subtle differences. There are subtle differences, especially in mood. But the main difference, what's the main difference between Krishna and Balaram? Color. Yeah. So Krishna is black and Balaram is white. So that's the main difference. Otherwise, they are the same. In Nectar of Devotion is an important book. Nectar of Devotion is written by Rupa Goswami. Prabhupada gave us a summary of Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Prabhupada said about Nectar of Devotion, this is the manual for the devotees, how to practice devotional service. And every devotee should know this book from in and out. Surely you know all this book. That if you don't, take the book with you today. It's a very important book. In this book, it's explained that Krishna has 64 qualities. And his expansions have 60 qualities. Krishna has 4 unique qualities. Since that the only difference between Krishna and Balaram is that Krishna is black, Balaram is white, Balaram has also these 64 qualities. He's the only one who has also these 64 qualities. All expansions that come from Balaram have only 60 qualities. So there are 4 unique qualities that Krishna has and Balaram. I'm sure you are all scholars. So give me one quality. Lila Madhurya means Lila means pastimes. So Krishna performs wonderful, sweet, enchanting pastimes. But especially where? Where does Krishna perform his sweet pastimes? In Vrindavan, yes. So all these sweet pastimes of Vrindavan, they are described in the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam, but also in another book that Prabhupada wrote. What's that book? Krishna book. Krishna book is a very important book. Prabhupada said, before going to bed, you must read Krishna book. That's your bed literature. Before you go to sleep, you read the first few pages of Krishna book. It's going to change your life. And I know it. That's the first book I got in the beginning of the 80s, that I got Krishna book. And I was thinking, because I was a Christian, a devout Christian, I was practicing really. But then I got Krishna book. I got it from a book distributor. And I came home and I put it on top of my shelf, library shelf. It remained there for 4 years. After 4 years, the book came again in my hand, and I was thinking, nice stories from India, some mythology, that I started to read the book every evening before going to sleep. That's Prabhupada's instructions. I was not aware of that, but I was following his instruction. I was every reading Krishna book, a few pages. And after 2 years, I was halfway the book. And then it dawned on me that this Swami is answering all my questions of life. And I continued reading another 2 years. And then I wanted to meet the devotees. That's how I came to this movement. Krishna book. Be careful. If you read Krishna book in the evening, it will change your life. You will become a devotee of Krishna. So we will at the end read from Krishna book. To be sure you have all your dose for today before going to sleep. Because if you read Krishna book before going to sleep, then when you go to sleep, you think of Krishna. In the morning you get up and you think of the last thing you did the day before. You think of Krishna. That's the magic of Krishna book. But anyway, we were discussing from another book, Nectar of Devotion, and we mentioned one unique quality of Krishna. Krishna has these amazing pastimes, sweet pastimes in Vrindavan, very attractive. And they are, especially, you find them in Krishna book, very nicely. So read Krishna book, you will become attracted. But that's Lila Madhurya, was another of these 4 qualities that Krishna has and that his other incarnations don't have. Venu Madhurya. Krishna plays the flute. Yes. And if Krishna plays the flute, what happens? Or Balarama plays the flute, the same. Nobody read Krishna book. What happens when Krishna plays the flute?
It attracts the heart of man.
Yes, it attracts all living entities when he plays his flute. That even not only the living beings, but also the non-living beings. That, what is liquid becomes solid. What is solid becomes liquid. That all the animals in Vrindavan, they freeze in ecstasy, and the cows cock up their ears to hear the flute. That anyway, Venu Madhurya, that's a second quality. And a third quality? Please? Prema Madhurya. That he is surrounded by devotees who have unparalleled pure love of Krishna, deep love of Krishna. And from these pastimes with these devotees, we get a glimpse of the ecstatic happiness of all living entities in the spiritual world, in Koloka Vrindavan, because the Vrindavan from 5,000 years ago is a replica of the spiritual world. So we are missing one quality, Rupa Madhurya. He has unparalleled beauty. That if Krishna leaves in the early morning to the forest, when he leaves already from early morning, all the cowboys, they come together before the house of Nanda Maharaj, waiting for Krishna. But also the gopis, they are hiding in the bushes. And from the corner of their eyes, they look at Krishna. Because young girls cannot look directly to a boy. Of course, in America, that's one thing. but in the Vedic culture, and in those with little education, that's not allowed. So they are looking with Krishna from the corner of their eyes. But still they are looking Krishna when he goes into the forest. Then the peacocks perform a dance. And after the dance, the chief peacock offers a peacock feather to Krishna and put it on his turban. That's why Krishna is wearing a peacock feather. And then, but all the fruits, all the trees offer their fruits to Krishna. And the gopis, they follow Krishna through the bushes as far as possible, but then they must stop. But just by looking at Krishna and becoming absorbed in his beauty, they cannot stop thinking of Krishna. It is said Krishna steals their mind. Therefore, Krishna is also called Manohar, the one who steals the mind. Every year I'm going to Montreal, and there you have Shishi Radha Manohar, the one who steals the minds of the gopis. And during the day, all the gopis are useless. They try to do their household chores, but their mind is with Krishna. Krishna has stolen their mind. When Krishna plays the flute and all the gopis run to the forest, and Krishna says, "Why did you come?" And one of the gopis said, we come to get back our stolen, our stolen property. Give back our mind. But anyway, that's what's happening when you can become attracted to the beauty of Krishna. That a few things happen, more happen when you become attracted to Krishna. Rupa Goswami gives us all a warning. Don't go to see this Krishna in his three-band form playing the flute at Keshigat. Don't go to see him, because your attraction for family, society, country, it's all finished. A warning. But also Balarama has these qualities. Now, so different personalities has certain of these qualities of Krishna, of these 60. His expansions have 60 Vishnu expansions. That they have these Vishnu expansions have these 60 qualities in full. That but Krishna is distinct from them because he has these 4 special qualities, and also Balarama has these 4 qualities. So Balaram is the first expansion of Krishna. So we heard, what's again the main difference between Krishna and Balaram? Color. Krishna is black, Balaram is white. But that Balaram has also a different mood than Krishna. It takes a unique position among all the other forms of Krishna. That to Jiva Goswami, that's one of the followers of Lord Chaitanya, that one of the 6 Goswamis, which are on the altar, and he wrote about that difference between Balaram and Krishna. He said, if you ask Krishna, who is God? Krishna says, me. It's straightforward. And that's also his right to say that. If you ask Balaram who is God, what will Balaram say? Krishna. That's the difference in mood. It could also say me, no problem at all with that. That would be completely appropriate, but he says Krishna. That means Balaram is in the mood of a devotee of Krishna. Also, although Krishna is in the mood of a devotee, is completely absorbed in the mood of being a devotee. And that is his eternal mood of Balaram. That's, of course, Krishna in the spiritual world, we know that someday he was wondering that Srimati Radharani, they feel so much love for me. She has these feelings of separation, and that's so ecstatic. So, first, who is Srimati Radharani? Brihad Bhagavatamrita is a book written by Sanatan Goswami. My Guru Maharaj Bhakti Charamaj many times said, it's my favorite book. So, and it has been beautifully translated by Gopi Paranadhana Prabhu. I was with him when he was translating that in Mayapur, when he was working on it, as Gopi Paranadhana Prabhu, a great soul. And that, but my Guru Maharaj said, that, of course, there are two stories in this third Bhagavatamrita. That one is the story of Gop Kumar. Gop Kumar, who travels through all material worlds, the Brahmajyoti, the Vaikuntha planets, and finally goes to Goloka Vrindavan. That's one story. The other story is Narada Muni seeking, trying to find the most fortunate devotee. And is going from one devotee to another. That it goes to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva said, yeah, I'm not the most fortunate one. I'm nothing. I'm just a servant. But you go to Prahlad Maharaj, he got all the mercy of Krishna. So one devotee sends one to another. And Prahlad Maharaj said, no, go to Hanuman. And Narada Muni go from one place to another. And finally, who is the greatest devotee? It goes to Dwarka and so on. But finally, it comes to the gopis. And amongst the gopis, the most elevated devotee is Srimati Radharani. So Krishna was thinking, Srimati Radharani, she feels so much attraction to me. She's the greatest devotee. I'm wondering what she feels. She's enjoying more than me. I want to experience that. And therefore, Lord Krishna decided, that's one of the reasons, why he appeared as Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is also Bhakta Rupa in the form of his own devotee. Practically, that's the mood of Balaram, the mood of a devotee, that is a servant. And Balaram expands himself in everything what's needed for Krishna in his pastimes. He expands himself in Krishna's garments, in Krishna's shoes. They are all forms of Balaram. Krishna's umbrella, Krishna's weapons, Krishna's throne. So Balaram is always in the mood of serving Krishna. In the spiritual world, everything is conscious, fully conscious. So all these expansions of Balaram are in Santaraj. Balaram is also the oldest brother of Krishna. And therefore, he has a very friendly relationship with Krishna. But it's tinged with a bit of Vatsalya ras. Vatsalya ras is like a parent. He feels responsible as an older brother for Krishna. But Balaram for us is very important. Balaram oversees the entire form of devotional service. He oversees the whole process of devotional service. And Balaram especially cares about devotees. That's the mood of Balaram. Balaram did many wonderful activities, which you can read in Krishna book. I will read one pastime from Krishna book, not the whole chapter, but especially the part from chapter 15. Chapter 15 is called The Killing of Dhenukasur. The ass demon. What is an ass famous for? Kicking? Please.
Carrying load.
Carrying load. Yeah. Kicking. Yeah, my Bhakti said is known for his stupidity. Stupid. He's carrying a big load for his master. Why? Because he wants to eat some grass. His master gives him some grass to eat. But grass is everywhere. But he thinks if I don't carry this big load, I'm not going to get grass. That's stupidity. So, but most people in the world are like that. They are here to get some pleasure for the senses. But they are not a body. That the spiritual pleasure is available everywhere. We must just cultivate Krishna consciousness. This lower pleasure is not good. That Krishna says we aparam itast from yam prakati vidime param. So besides the material energy, he says there is the spiritual energy. The spiritual energy which comprises all living entities. So we are spiritual energy. And is the body spiritual? No, material. It's composed of Bhumi, Rapo, Nala, Vayor, Kama, the Buddhavasha, Ankara, Ityame, Prakati, Vina Prakati Ashtata. Krishna says, I have 6 separated energies. Separated, not directly connected with him. That earth, air, ether, fire, water, mind, intelligence, false ego. That's lower energy. But we are a higher energy. If we think we are the body, we think we are lower energy. Is that a good idea? No. Because we are a higher energy and we come under control of the lower energy. That's a problem. No, as higher living entities, we must come under control of the spiritual energy. And to come under the control of the spiritual energy, we must connect with the spiritual energy. Krishna says that's a Mahatma. Mahatma to Mampartam, that Mahatmas to Mampartam, Devim Prakati Ashvita. The devotee takes shelter of the spiritual energy. In the next verse, he says how to do that. Satatam kirtayanto mam. Kirtan, always kirtan, always connecting the mind with Krishna. That's how we connect. But to connect with the spiritual energy, when you are under the influence of the material energy, it's very difficult. That's to get out of it. Krishna gave us Bhagavad Gita with so many instructions. And on our own, we cannot make it. We are too attached. It's like a man embracing a tree. You embrace a tree, and you say, someone is embracing a tree and say, let me go, let me go, let me go. But then someone comes and said, but it's you holding on the tree. So that person who comes is the spiritual master. Krishna says to get out of it, Tatvini Panapatna Paraprishne Sesevya Upadekshanti Tegnam Jhanas Tatvadakshina. You must approach the spiritual master, inquire for him about spiritual life. How do I connect with the spiritual energy? And serve the spiritual master humbly. And then you get the knowledge. The transfer of knowledge of the spiritual master to the living entity is called the Asyuta Bala, spiritual strength. We explained this morning how that works. The spiritual masters, because we are so attached to this tree, we cannot let it go. So the spiritual master gives us a sword. The sword are the instructions in Bhagavad Gita. All the instructions are there. But then you must know how to use this sword. That you need strength from that. And this strength is called Asyuta Bala. Bala is Balaram. Strength from Balaram. Because Balaram is the Adi Guru, the original spiritual master. We need this strength to... and how do we get this strength? How do we know how to use the sword? The spiritual master gives us the instructions, but he explains it. He explains how to use these instructions in our life, how to use this knowledge, how to use the sword. And that is Asyuta Bala. This is Balaram, this strength. Only by the grace of Balaram can we get this strength. He is the original guru. And who is the spiritual master? He's a representative of Balaram. That is the spiritual master. So it's by the mercy of Balaram that we know how to use it. Very important. Very important day today. To pray to Balaram, please give us strength. And many times, since 25, 30 years, I give lectures in so many places, and you get always the same kind of questions. Yes, I want to become Krishna conscious, but I'm attached to this and that, family life, this and that. That no strength. So where does the strength comes from? From pleasing the spiritual master. And then you get Asyuta Bala. And it's not only sadhana, it's also pleasing the spiritual master. How do you please the spiritual master? How do we please Srila Prabhupada? Help him with the spreading of Krishna consciousness. And then this Asyuta Bala comes to Prabhupada, to the spiritual master, to us. And it's wonderful. In the material world, you give something away, you get rid of it. Spiritual mathematics are different. You try to give Krishna consciousness to others, and you get it. Very important. That's the way to get Krishna consciousness. Give it away, and you get it. It's mystical. But this is this Asyuta Bala. And this Asyuta Bala, we need to get rid of this stupidity of our ass mentality. And we get rid of it by hearing Bhagavatam, hearing lectures of advanced personalities like Srila Prabhupada and his representatives, but also by discussing amongst devotees. That when we discuss this transcendental subject matter among devotees, then there is an exchange of realizations. And Krishna says, when devotees discuss about me, I'm there. If Krishna is there, is Balaram there? Yes. All incarnations are in Krishna. And we get strength from that. Very important that we come together, not only to in the temple, but also locally among friends. Devotees should come together and discuss. Lord Chaitanya did the same. He did the same in Jagannath Puri. Every night he was discussing with Bhakti Swarup Damodar and with Ramananda Roy, very confidential pastimes of Krishna. Of course, who was Bhakti Swarup Damodar? Lalita and Ramananda Roy. Vishaka. So it's good to know. But we can also do that and come together and discuss about Krishna. Because it's not just I'm coming to the temple, I'm reading books now and then, and I'm chanting. No, we must come together and discuss. And then we get this Achyuta Bala, use this sword. And that's the mercy of Balarama. And then our attachment to this body goes. And we get rid of the stupidity, the ass-like mentality. So Krishna and the cowboys going to the forest, herding the cows like every day. So I start reading to conclude. Of course, Balarama had many pastimes, but Dhenukasura is the only demon killed by Balarama. But therefore, we are reading this pastime. And while we hear it, we pray that Balarama will also kill the same demon in our heart. So while Krishna was thus engaged in his transcendental pastimes, exhibiting his eternal potency in the company of the supermost fortunate cowherd boys, there occurred another chance for him to exhibit the superhuman powers of Godhead. His most intimate friends, Sridharma, Subal, and Stoka Krishna, addressed Krishna and Balarama with great love and affection thus. That, dear Balarama, you are very powerful, your arms are very strong. Dear Krishna, you are expert in killing all kinds of disturbing demons. Will you kindly note that just near this place is a big forest of the name Talavan. This forest is full of palm trees, and all the trees are filled with fruits. Some have fallen down, and some are very ripe in the trees. It's a very nice place, but because of a great demon, Dhenukasura, it is very difficult to go there. No one can reach the trees to collect the fruits. Dear Krishna and Balarama, this demon is present there in the form of an ass, and he is surrounded by similar demon friends who have assumed the same shape, so all in the ass form. All of them are very strong, so it is very difficult to approach this place. Dear brothers, you are the only persons who can kill such demons. Other than you, no one can go there for fear of being killed. Not even animals go there, and no birds are living there. They have all left. One can only appreciate the sweet aroma that is coming from that place. It appears that up until now, no one has tasted the sweet fruits there, either on the tree or on the ground. Dear Krishna, to tell you frankly, we are very attracted by this sweet aroma. Dear Balarama, if you like, let us all go there and enjoy these fruits. The aroma of the fruits is now spread everywhere. Don't you smell it from here? When Balarama and Krishna were thus petitioned by their intimate friends, they were inclined to please them. And with smiling faces, they proceeded toward the forest, surrounded by all their friends. Immediately upon entering the Talavan, Balaram began to yank the trees with his arms, exhibiting the strength of an elephant. Because of this jerking, all the ripe fruits fell down on the ground. Upon hearing the sound of the falling fruits, the demon Dhenukasur, who was there in the form of an ass, approached with great force, shaking the whole field so that all the trees moved, as if there were an earthquake. The demon appeared before Balaram and kicked his chest with his hind legs. At first, Balaram did not say anything, but with great anger, the demon kicked him again vehemently. This time, Balaram immediately caught hold of the legs of the ass with one hand, wheeling him around, threw him in the treetops. While he was wheeled around by Balaram, the demon lost his life. Balaram threw the demon in the biggest palm tree, and the demon's body was so heavy that the palm tree fell upon other trees and several fell down. It was a domino effect. It appeared as if a great hurricane was passing through the forest, and all the trees were falling down, one after another. This exhibition of extraordinary strength is not astonishing because Balaram is the personality of Godhead, known as Ananta Sheshnagam, who is holding all the planets on the hoods of his millions of heads. He maintains the whole cosmic manifestation exactly as horizontal and vertical threads hold the weaving of a cloth. After the demon had been thrown into the trees, all the friends and associates of Dhenukasur immediately assembled and attacked Balaram and Krishna with great force. They were determined to retaliate and avenge the death of their friend, but Krishna and Balaram caught each of the asses by the hind legs and exactly in the same way wheeled them around. Thus they killed all of them and threw them into the palm trees. Because of the dead bodies of the asses, there was a panoramic scene. It appeared as if clouds of various colors were assembled in the trees. Hearing of the great incident, the demigods from the higher planets showered flowers on Krishna and Balaram and beat their drums and offered devotional prayers. So Balaram kills this demon in our heart. Hare Krishna. This is about Balaram. Any comments, question? Good. Good. If there are no questions, then I wish you a good night, sleeping and dreaming about Krishna. So keep doing it. Read Krishna book every week, every evening, and try to remember these lessons we learned today. We need this Asyuta Bala, that we need to please the spiritual master by following his instructions, and then we will know how to use the instructions that we hear. Thank you very much. Balaram Jayanti ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Is yes, Dr. Balarama ki jai. So, everyone can see what's there up on the screen, right? It is Balaram Jayanti, right? We are preparing for Krishna appeared, right? And it says Lord Balaram came to, what do you call it? Prepare for Lord Krishna's arrival, right? So there's two things that are happening right now. One is, so everyone got the link for Sign Up Genius in different forum. Pretty much every WhatsApp group is being posted. So there are lots and lots of opportunities.